What's going on, United Speed fam? So we are actually in my buddy's 1956 of all things Pontiac Chieftain, and when I tell you that they don't make them like they used to, they really don't. This thing is an all metal car. Like, there's no single piece of plastic whatsoever on this car at all. So powering this big boat is Pontiac's first ever 316 cubic inch V8, and this thing actually, for how like big it is and how heavy it is, actually moves. It gets along. Gas mileage obviously isn't really existent whatsoever. It gets roughly about 120 miles to the tank, and yeah, that's horrible. But like the entire car is like it's just like it's big and brash, and it's just like here, like it makes a statement now, especially with the cars we have going on today. Like little like Honda Fits and Civics and everything else. This thing literally makes a statement whenever you drive it. Like there's no other car like it on the road, obviously. With it being over 50 years old, you do have some, the big autonomous, wheel plate and steering wheel. There's a lot of like, little things that wouldn't pass for today's standards, but were, it was decent and, yesteryear standards. And with that being said too, like I said, these cars are made out of nothing but metal whatsoever. The dashboard's all metal, the hood, the body panels are all metal. There's no single piece of plastic in this car whatsoever. And with that also too, the safety ratings back in the day weren't really, great at all. They all the cars of this year and a little bit later as well got really bad safety ratings too. And with that being said also, it has a bunch of character to it, especially since of how old it is. Like for instance, the horn. Listen to the horn. Like it sounds like that. Like that's let that sink in for a second. It actually gets up and moves for how big it is. So with that being said, too, the transmission isn't really the smoothest, but at the same time too, the transmission was perfect for this car back in the day. And that obviously translates to a lot about the gas mileage also too with this car. But like I said, this car is nothing but character. It basically it's a surviving car. It's a surviving 1950s car. It's all original, never been restored, never been touched at all, never been painted whatsoever. This pink and white paint is the exact original paint that was on the car back when it was brand new. Like, you cannot help but to have a smile on your face every time you drive this car. Like, it's one of those cars that you just have to have a smile on every time you drive it. Now, I know you guys can be like, I'm really turning the steering wheel and it's not doing a single thing. Like, it's horrible, but it's so fun. So, going more onto it, back in the day, back in the 50s, Americans didn't care about going around a corner at all. So this thing has no cornering capability whatsoever, but who cares? It goes well in a straight line, and I ain't gonna lie, this thing, picks up and goes. My friend Anthony and I, everybody gives you a thumbs up every time you drive the car. My friend Anthony and I, we went to Cars and Coffee Saturday, and I had the Mustang out, and he did a couple burnouts in this thing. I'm not gonna do it because it's not my car, but he drives it like he stole it. That's how well this thing has been maintained and how durable this car is. The car only has about 47-ish thousand miles on it, but it seems like it's a brand new car almost. Like I said, on nice days like this, it's just, you can't beat this. It's a blast to drive, and it's just one of those cars that you just want to cruise around in and not really have a single worry in the world. This is that kind of car that you can go 10 miles an hour under the speed limit and not care whatsoever. So a lot of people back in the day, so a lot of you guys know, people would take cars like this, and even from the 30s and everything else, and this is how NASCAR is created. People use these kind of cars in NASCAR. So this one does have a 2-barrel carburetor with it as well too. And once you're on a highway cruising, you're not getting any gas miles whatsoever. But at the same time too, you actually have power to go with it. Like I said, it's not the world's fastest car, but it's like, you can't help but think how big and how much this thing weighs. It actually, like, it really moves for what it is. So this particular car, Anthony has the entire like facts of the spec sheet of the car. So I know this car was built at the Fisher plant out in Pontiac, Michigan, and it's a Detroit built steel. It's Detroit steel. It's all it is. And it literally takes you back to the 1950s. Like I said, whenever it's making you a thumbs up, you're like, this is a really cool experience. It's an experience nonetheless. So this particular trim is the Chieftain Catalina 4-door sedan. And like I said, you can put, it's 2 bench seats. And like I said, this is when you can take your entire family, let's say go from Michigan to California and not really care at all. Like, it's literally one of those kind of cars. It's a big cruising car. Like, you do not feel the need to go fast. You don't feel the need to go out and take it to a drag race. I mean, you could with that big, huge 316 cubic inch V8, but you don't feel the need to do that. But it's just one of those cars where you can just chill and just cruise out with your girl on the side and just chill out the entire time. So Anthony actually somewhat dailies his car, and even when I came today to come pick it up, he had his child seat in the back seat of the car. And that's how you can tell, like, he literally drives his car, and I love that about it. It's a driver's car. See, he bought it not to let it sit in the garage the entire time. He bought it to drive it, and I love that. That's how you take care of these cars, by driving them, not letting them sit whatsoever. Now, going back to the topic of gas mileage, Anthony does put regular 87 in his car. He said it actually runs better when it's on this regular 87 versus, you know, the premium that I put in all my other cars. And with that being said too, actually surprisingly, this car, minus the parts whenever, you know, something breaks in the car, it's not expensive to run at all. Again, you put regular, about 10 bucks worth of regular gas in it, and it gets you almost to a full tank of gas, and you're good. Like I said, it's really just one of those cars of where you just drive it, cruise with it, have your family in the back, and just chill. And then when you want to, put your foot down a little bit, and you're doing pretty well for yourself. Now, with that being said, I do want to talk about the gauge clutch a little bit too, because the gauge clutch, in my opinion, is extremely cool. So instead of having like an actual like needle for the speedometer, you actually have like this little like bar that actually climbs up with the speed that you're going, and it's extremely cool. I'll show you guys that right now too. But like I said, instead of a needle, it's the actual bar itself. I want you guys to see this. I'm actually going from a complete standstill right now. I'm just gonna go about 25-30 miles an hour and watch the bar itself. See, like the bar actually climbs with the car. And that's what I find extremely cool. Like it's one of those, like, it's one of those cars that you can tell the car was actually designed. Like, I'm not trying to say anything bad about today's cars, but today's cars, they all look the same. They all drive relatively the same, unless you go out and buy, like, you know, like an actual expensive, like, exotic car or something like that. They all drive the same. They all look relatively the same. There's no like design aspect to it. With this car and old cars like this, you actually have a little like Easter eggs type of thing, because it's particular to that one car. And you can tell that the car was actually designed, it has bylines of an actual designer. It wasn't just made for economy, it wasn't just made for performance, it was made for all around type of events. Now, that being said, I know you can see me turn around this corner right now. There is, as you guys can see, it's a complete bench seat. You have no like little like padding here at all to like actually, you know, hold you in the seat whatsoever. It's one of those cars. Like it has, like I said earlier, it has no cornering capability whatsoever, and I actually I love that about it. It's one of those things that gives the car character, and that's exactly what a lot of cars today are missing. Oh my God. Like I said, it does not hold you in the seat whatsoever. The ride is extremely comfortable too. Like I said, it's literally a luxury car. This was back when Pontiac was still in business, obviously, but Pontiac was actually a luxury car. Alright guys, so I want to apologize. I forgot to make an outro for the Pontiac video, so this is the outro. If y'all want to cop some of the dope merch, let us know down in the comment. We also have our website up and going now, so I will link that down in the description below as well too. Yeah, remember, we love you guys. We cannot wait to see you guys soon. We hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Remember to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, smash that notification bell, and we'll see you guys later. Peace. My friend Robert right there, got his gorgeous Camaro. My mom hates my Camaro.
Ow! Stop! Man, I'm about to knock you out, boy.
So thanks everyone, we appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, and hit that bell for notifications.
Yep.
We appreciate you all, we love you all. From the Evolution family, we'll see you guys soon.
Yep.
Deuces.
Peace.